let me just tomorrow is actually going to be the Kartiki Purnima. And let me just share my presentation. So Kartiki Purnima is actually going to be celebrated tomorrow, but today being Sunday, we will do the Bhava Yatra today. So what is the importance of Kartiki Purnima? Briefly, Acharya Hemchandra Acharya was born on Kartik Purnima almost over 1,000 years ago. It's also an auspicious day for the Hindus. Lord Shiva destroyed Tripuri, which is a city ruled by the demons. Moreover, it's also an auspicious day for the Sikhs, as it is Guru Nanak's birthday. And even more so, Srimad Rajchandra was born on this. Can I please request everyone to be on mute? So Srimad Rajchandra was also born on this day. And our third Tirthankar, Lord Sambhavnath, was born on Kartiki Purnima. And what's very, very important for the Jains is that during the Chomasu, which is the rainy season, generally Palitana is closed. And Kartik Purnima is the day when the Palitana actually opens after a period of almost about 3 months of being closed. Can you imagine the joy which people have? People generally visit many tirths during the year, and for 3 months, when during the rainy season, the Palitana is closed, and on this day, people are eager, people are so keen to say, okay, I really want to do Jatra, and people go to Palitana in the thousands to do the Jatra after a lapse of about a few months. And so that's the reason why Kartika Purnima has become very, very important. Now, before we start on Palitana, may I kindly just say, because we know that Acharya Hemchandra actually was born on Kartik Purnima. So may I briefly give a little bit of a presentation on Acharya Hemchandra. Now, in Patan, there is actually a Gyan Mandir dedicated to Acharya Hemchandra. And if you can see where Patan is, it's, if you look at the map here, Ahmedabad is here. And if you go sort of towards the northwest, you will see where Patan is. And there is actually a very nice derasar on Panchasara Parsonath in Patan. And next to that is this Acharya Hemchandra Jain Gyan Mandir. When I visited there a few years ago, there is actually a small shrine dedicated to Acharya Hemchandra. And on the right hand side, you can actually see King Kumarpal is giving his obeisance to Acharya Hemchandra. And as you know, Aprajar Arti, when we recite the Arti, it says Arti Uttari Raja Kumar Pade. So Raja Kumar Pad was someone who did a lot of great things for the Jain philosophy and the Jain faith. And he had a great devotion to Acharya Hemchandra. Now, when you went to the museum, there is actually a very strong safe room. And you can actually, on request, can enter the safe room. And there are a lot of the old artifacts, some of them preserved since hundreds of years, which you can observe. In fact, what you can see right in front of here,
against the competition. Like most other films in the category,
yeah. So as you can see, this box here, this box is actually used to preserve the agams, and it's supposed to be such in such a style that not even the ants can get into this. So when the person who was showing this to us was saying that that's the reason how the agams have been preserved for so many hundreds of years, that it's been designed in such a way that not even minute ants or other insects can get into this box. And here we see an artist impression of what Acharya Hemchandra would have looked like. So this is actually the Derasar, Panchasara Parshvanath, and it's a very ancient tirth. As you can see from the history, that it was actually established sort of in the period of what 700 CE, and the main idol dedicated here is Panchasara Parshvanath. And as is common with many of the Jain tirths, due to the Muslim invasion, many of them were actually ruined, and then there used to be reconstruction. So again, it was kind of rebuilt in the 16th to 17th century after the destruction by the Muslim invaders. And the Acharya Hemchandra Museum is almost the building to the right of this temple. Now, Derasa, what's unique about this temple, that it's called Bhavan Jinalay. So you got the main Derasa here, and then there are 52 other small surrounding temples around the main one. So in Bhavan Jinalay Kevai. Some of the artifacts which you can see in the museum, as you can see, the murtis of which are quite ancient and built in sort of 400 years, 500 years, 600 years ago. This is another manuscript. As you can see, it's called Dharma Vidhi Prakaran, 650 years old and preserved with such clarity. So, it's such amazing to see that's how our scriptures have been preserved over all these hundreds of years. Here we can actually see some coins which are almost, as you can see written here, Ashre Agyarso Varas Puranu Nanu. So these coins are almost over 1100 years old. And this is at the time since Acharya Hemchandra, so it's from his time period. On the left here is quite a unique artifact. Can anyone use your chat function to suggest what could be the use or the purpose of this here? You cannot view the screen. Are you able to see the screen? Okay, I hope so.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, that's great. Anyone who can suggest what this artifact on the on here, kind of a rectangular piece with kind of red markings. Any idea what this could be have used for in the ancient times?
For writing scripts?
Yeah, quite close. Quite close. That's quite true. It's a slate. So the reason for this is that, it's got these lines here. So when you want to write scriptures, you want to make sure that everything is written in a straight line and it's not crooked. So you would actually have a kind of a piece of paper or if they used wood or kind of leaves, and then they would put some dye here and then imprint it on what they want to write to make sure that there are straight lines there. So whoever is going to be inscribing, then it shows it's all kind of very symmetrical and in a straight line. So it's kind of amazing to see, what ingenuity they had at those times. Now, Acharya, one of the greatest legacies of Acharya Hemchandra and King Kumarpal is actually a temple, and this temple is called Taranga Tirth, and it's dedicated to Lord Ajitnath. And inside the temple, you can actually see kind of a putt, where this is artist impression of Acharya Hemchandra, and this is King Kumarpal giving obeisance here. And it's a great tirth. Just sorry. And as you can see from the inscription, which is just outside the temple here, that it's about 74 feet in height. The Uchai, Lambai and Uchai, 142 foot che, and the Mudnayak is Ajitnath Bhagwan. And the height of Ajitnath Bhagwan is 101 inch. So it's quite a big murti. And it also says that in the 14th century, this temple was kind of destroyed by Alauddin Khilji, who was a kind of a Muslim king at that time. And then later on, around after kind of in the 14th century, 15th century, again, the Pratishta was done and the temple was rebuilt to its original glory. So again, a very lasting legacy of King Kumarpal and Acharya Hemchandra. Now let's go to the main topic for today, Palitana and Shatrunjay Bhava Yatra. Now, as you know, that within the Jain faith, Paryushan is the Mahaparva. one of the greatest festivals of the Jain faith. So in terms of pilgrimages, Palitana is supposed to be the king of all pilgrim, all the tirths. So, and Palitana is also known as Shatrunjay, which means one which conquers their inner enemies. Now, it's believed that all Tirthankars, all the 24 Tirthankars except Neminath Bhagwan sanctified this Tirth. There are over 900 marbles carved temples a year. And if you can look at the table on the right, you can actually see a brief summary of on this temple here, that how many, Dadani, they are actually main Dadas Tuk, and then it's called No Tuk Che. So these are kind of other 9 kind of peaks where temples have been built. And as you can see, the number of temples, big and small, is kind of over about 900. And look at the number of idols in all this, within all these temples here, almost coming towards 12,000 different murtis, Bhagwani murtis. It's over 3,500 steps to climb to the top of the mountain, and it's at a height of over 7,000 feet. It takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours, depending on your pace. Kind of elderly people might take a bit longer to reach to the top, but if you're in your youth and young, people can even claim to climb it up within an hour. The distance right from the foot to the top is just over 2 miles. And it's believed that Lord Adeshwar gave his first sermon here. And that's the reason why the importance of Palitana and to Lord Adeshwar. The current idol, which is present here, is consecrated in 1530 AD. It's actually an interesting story that prior to this, the idol which was consecrated here was in Lotana, which is in Rajasthan. And that idol was actually brought here, but miraculously that idol actually returned back to Lotana, and then this new idol was actually consecrated here. So as you can see, it's almost 500 years since this current idol has been in Palitana. Lord Adeshwar Bhagwan's grandson Pundarik Swami also attained liberation here. And when you go to the Palitana, to the main temple, exactly opposite of the Dada's temple is a temple dedicated to Pundarik Swami. Some of the earliest temples built here were by, again, King Kumarpal, as you can see, over 1,000 years ago. And many of those temples were actually wooden in structure. And then, as we have seen with Taranga, the Turkish Muslim invaders destroyed many temples around the region of 1300 AD. And then across India, around the time period of 1600 AD, renovations picked up momentum. In 1656, Shah Jahan's son, Murad Baksh, granted the temples to the Jain merchant Shantidas Javeri, and thus it was exempt from taxes. So prior to that, when it was in the kind of the Muslim reign, people actually had to pay a tax, guineas apa portata, to actually go and visit to the Palitana. And it's since this time here that, there's been no tax for people to visit the Palitana. And then since 1730, the management of this tirth is under the Anandji Kalyanji Trust. Shatrunjay has got many names, and here is a list of 99 names generally given to Palitana. And apne Pundarik Swami che to Pundarik Giri kevai, Manikant, and some of them have got some great meanings behind them. Now, also as you can see, the Viceroy of India agreed that the Jain should pay 60,000 rupees a year to the Maharaja of Palitana for the upkeeping of Shatrunjay. And this is literally just a few hundred years ago. And at that time, Acharya Sri Anand Sagar Suriswarji Maharaj, he requested the Sangh, the Jain, the wealthy Jain people, why don't he collect a fund of rupees 11 lakhs? So the interest which comes out of these funds will automatically pay for the annual dues of Sri Shatrunjay. But after independence, when the states merged, then Sri Kasturbai Lalbai, who was in Ahmedabad, used his good offices with the British people, and the annual dues were abolished. Subsequently, the interest income of 11 lakh rupees was employed to construct ladder steps all the way to the top and also to the Getini Park. So Getini Park is the other side of the Palitana mountain. And it is some members of Kasturbai Lalbai currently are actually the trustees of the Anandji Kalyanji Pedi. Now, let's begin with our Bhava Yatra of Palitana. This picture has been taken. I was fortunate enough to have visited Palitana just before the lockdown started. So exactly 9 months to this day, on the 29th of February, I was in Palitana and we climbed the mountain on the 1st of March. And this picture is taken from our Dharamshala, which was very close to the Agam Mandir. And this is literally at the foothills of the Palitana mountain. What you can see here is just at the bottom of this is the Taleti, which is known as the base of the the Palitana mountain. And this is Babunu Derasar. And it's also got a very interesting history behind it, that at that time, many people either in India or from overseas visit Palitana frequently. And then when people get into their old age, then they are unable to climb right to the top. So this Derasar was created with a view that people who really would like to do the Jatra of Palitana but cannot go to the top, then why don't you create a Derasar here with an idol of Adeshwar Bhagwan, and who can then just literally climb a few steps to Taleti and then feel that they've really gone right to the top. And if you go to the top, there is also known as Rayan Jad, Rayan na Pagla. So it's a tree where Adeshwar Bhagwan was supposed to be meditating. So they've also created a replica of that tree here. So someone literally feels that if you are unable to climb right to the top because of old age or ill health, you can then just go right to this temple here and pay your obeisance and do your bhakti. Now, many of you who have been to Palitana in the past, maybe say you haven't been to Palitana in the past 8 or 10 years ago, you'll be quite surprised to see that this is a new structure which has come up. This is Kirtistam. So when I used to visit there as a child, this temple was not there. And it's just very recently been built. Now, this is Taleti. So one would begin the Jatra, early in the morning you would wake up and you would first go to, this is right at the beginning. So this is literally now entering Palitana right now. And generally the reason for starting the Jatra early morning is twofolds. One is that if you start your Jatra later on, 7 or 8 o'clock, then the sun kicks in and it's very difficult because of the intense heat. So you might find the Jatra quite difficult. Another reason to start the Jatra quite early is that people who are generally are from the Swetambar Murti Pujak sect, then they do lots of rituals at the top. They want to do Pakshal, they want to do Puja at the top. And so you would like to get to the top quite early, and because of the large volume of people who get there, you want to get a coupon. So a coupon will be issued to the people who get there the first. You get the coupon and then you will then, depending on what time you got there, you then have to be in a queue and then you'll get a chance to do Pakshal, washing the Bhagwan's Murti with water, and also to do the Kesar Puja. So you want to start quite early to get those coupons. And quite interestingly, when I used to go as a child, the coupons were given in terms of pieces of paper. That if you reached there quite early, you would get a white piece of paper. If you got there a bit later, you'd get yellow or red or green kind of pieces of paper. Recently, when you went, they've changed the system, because what would happen is someone would collect lots of coupons and then give it to their relatives later on. Now the system is whoever gets there first, they'll actually take a paper and tie it around your wrist. And only when you then go to the temple, the pujari there will cut that piece of paper and then let you in to do the ritual. So you can't literally cut that piece of paper and give it to someone else, because that will become null and void. So again, they've just adapted that. When you go here, you will see so many sadhus and sadhvis giving their obeisance right at the base of Palitana mountain. Right on the right hand side over here, there is some shrines dedicated to the Yaksh of Palitana. So even if those of you have been to Summit Shikar, there's always supposed to be a guardian deity who looks after the mountain. And Kavada Yaksh is actually, so there is a shrine dedicated to that. If you went to Summit Shikar, again, Bhumya Dadache, so you would actually pay your obeisance that may my Jatra be without any problems, without any obstacles, and they are kind of supposed to be the guardian deities of these tirths. And just as you then start climbing the mountain here, the Babunu Derasar is on the left here. So you would then first start your journey by paying your obeisance to Taleti, and then going to the Babunu Derasar, and then starting your ascent. So this is a much more clearer diagram of Taleti, a shrine dedicated here. You would actually come here. People who do a Chaityamandan here, depending on what sect you are from. and then you again begin. Again on the top here is a beautiful kind of artwork depicting Samosaran, and it's in vivid colors. So very beautiful architecture around. Again, another picture of Jai Taleti. And this is, as I was saying, this is the Shatrunjay Tirth Rakshak, Kavada Yaksh Raj. So he's a garden deity of Palitana. And one would just pay obeisance here. In olden days, there could have been wild animals here, or people get bad health, or so you just want to make sure that your jatra is without any problems, without any issues, and you just we want to start your journey by giving obeisance here. Then this is actually the entrance to the Babunu Derasar, and you'd go here, and this is actually, as you can see, a replica of the Ryan tree. So this tree is actually right at the top of the mountain, but this is a replica here with footsteps. Bhagwan Charan Pagla che, you would actually very identical to what's right at the top. So now, as you can see, we are now starting our journey here. Lots of sadhus and sadhvis who are beginning the journey and climbing to the top. Okay, Joe, you can an aerial view of people doing the jatra. And can you imagine the joy? You're now starting the journey, and right in the distance you can now see the peak of Palitana. And interestingly, what this peak here, this is not the main Derasar. This is one of the peaks of the Nautuk. The main peak is actually behind this mountain. This is suppose many people, after you've climbed quite a few steps, you're a bit tired. So, you just want to take Vishram. You can see on the top it's called Vishram Lay. So people just want to take some rest before carrying on. Hingaraji Mata. There is a shrine dedicated to Hingaraji Mata. And here, again, it's got an interesting story that in the ancient times, there used to be a kind of a demon who used to terrorize pilgrims coming here. And the story goes that Mata, she came to this mountain and she overcome this demon. And the demon had one request. I know I used to terrorize. I've now defeated. But please, for my memory to carry on, please name this idol Mata. Actually, the Mata is Ambe Mata. But please call this as Hingaraji Mata. So as people to know that I did some bad deeds and sort of Ambe Mata overcame me. So just as a memory, please at least keep my name. Quite interestingly, at that time when I took this photo, I didn't realize that Kartik Sud Punamno, which we are going to be celebrating tomorrow, there was actually a putt on one of the temples as we are climbing on the top. And what is the importance of this? That one of the sons of Lord Adeshwar was Dravid, who had two children. Dravid, obviously a similar name, and Varikhil. Dravid gave a large territory to Varikhil, leading to a bitter feud between the two brothers. They happened to come across a Muni, Suvalagu. They both repented and became monks. And once heard that due to evil thoughts, intentions and karmas bound to lead to hell. So heard, though, that Acharya Maharaj was suggesting that anyone who has actually bound very bad karmas due to evil thoughts or doing very bad activities, you can actually overcome all these things by doing penance at Siddhigiri. So both these brothers decided that if you have done so many bad deeds, why don't you come to Palitana and do our sadhana? And so they came here with 10 million, 10 crore munis sathe, and they did intense penance and they achieved liberation. So can you see that Kartik Punamno Mahima is also even more so because the Adeshwar Bhagwan's grandsons actually came here and they achieved liberation. And it's actually believed that Palitana ma je jatra kare, every single soil, every single step you put in, thousands and millions of people have achieved liberation from here. So people come with such devotion that every single small step is very holy. It's a very holy mountain. Another reason is Aituk Muni actually became a monk at the age of 7 years. And there's a story shows he was actually playing with some kids because he was such a young Muni. And he saw some kids playing in the water with a small paper boat. He also decided to do the same. But then his other monks scolded him, you are a monk, you can't play with such water. And at that time he recited Iriya Sutra and then again he came to Palitana and achieved liberation. So this is one of the reasons why the importance of Kartiki Purnima Mahima. Again, this is a shrine dedicated to Dravid and those two grandsons of Lord Rushabdev. So just okay. And this is actually you can see the murti over here just within the mesh. So you just carry on with the yatra. And now, as you can see, that this murti, typically most people go to the main temple, which is right on the far right over here. But when we went to Palitana, we actually went to the Nautuk route. And this is a beautiful, we can do a Bhava Yatra over here with Palitana. And after Nautuk Matia, this photo has been taken. And as you can see, these are different peaks here, built during, a few hundred years ago. And on the far left, you can see Shatrunjay Nadi. ને એમાં આપણા અમુક પ્રેઝમાં આવે છે શત્રુંજય નદી નાઈને મુખ બાંધી મુખ કોસ દેવ યુગાદી પૂજી આણીમણ સંતોષ. Lot of in the ancient times people would have taken a bath in Shatrunjay Nadi and then started that climb and gone to the Jatra at Palitana. So it's kind of a short video clip. On the far right you can see Hastagiri. You can see the white inscription over here. Also over here, two very interesting temples here. And this is again in the Nautuk. Apne Ajit Shanti is a very pious prayer recited during Chaudas or during Samvatsari. And it's a prayer dedicated to Ajitnath Bhagwan and Shantinath Bhagwan. The legend goes that both these temples, which you can see here, these brown temples here, were not side to side, but were facing like this. And when someone used to pay respect to Ajitnath Bhagwan, the back used to face Shantinath Bhagwan, and the other way around. If someone used to pray at Shantinath Bhagwan, then the back would face to Ajitnath Bhagwan. So then Acharya felt that Ashatna lage che, this is not showing respect to our Bhagwan. So when he composed Ajit Shanti, it is believed miraculously both these temples which are sort of facing each other, they came side to side. So then there is no Ashatna. So when you're paying your respect to Ajitnath Bhagwan and Shantinath Bhagwan, you're doing it just side by side. So Ajitnath Shanti, so the history of Ajitnath Shanti is actually on these two temples over here. So now we just carry on the Jatra, and when you come towards this bend here, you can now feel that the main temple is coming very, very close. You get a glimpse of Shatrunjay Nadi. Here you can actually see in Vagan Pole. Again, a very interesting story over here. It is said that sort of a few hundred years ago, there used to be a young man, and he, after a long day working in Palitana, he came home to his and then his bhabi made some food. So bhabi, when he made that food, it wasn't very tasty or very nice, and in anger he actually threw the food back to the bhabi. Is this the kind of food you make? And at that time, there used to be a tigress who was at Palitana, and she used to terrorize any pilgrim who used to go there. To that extent that just like we are right now in the COVID-19 situation, we can't go to Palitana. At that stage, no one could do Jatra at Palitana because anyone who went to Palitana, they were certain to meet death because the tigress will just attack them. So the Bhabi told this young man, what kind of arrogance do you have? What kind of temper do you have? If you want to show your temper, why didn't you go to Palitana and have a match with the tigress? Why are you showing it to me? So in anger, that young man said, oh yes, okay, why not? So he then started climbing the mountain. His friend started saying, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to go and defeat the tigress. He says, are you out of your mind? He says, no, give me some sticks and I'm going along. So some of his friends actually said, okay, fine, we'll also come along with you. As soon as they approached the peak, some of the friends got scared. He says, no, this is too much. We really can't do this. He left them behind and he said, look, I'm carrying on. And then he said, look, I'm all alone. How do we know that you've actually overcome the tigress? He says, look, you stay far away. And if I've actually defeated the tigress, I'm going to go to the temple and I'm going to hit the ghant, the bell. And when you hear that sound, you know for sure that I've actually defeated the tigress. And a very bitter feud sort of between the tigress and him ensued. And to the point that he actually managed to killed the tigress, and he himself also was very, very badly injured. But he still managed to go to the temple, and struggling, he managed to do the gunt. And when people heard the gunt, and then he collapsed, because obviously, with all the wounds he had got. And since that day, again, pilgrims started to visit Palitana. So there is actually, a dedicated, you can see a tigress here, and this orange structure is dedicated to this young gentleman. As soon as you enter Palitana, there are quite a few gates, Vagan Pole, Hathini Pole. And as you can imagine, elephants are given a lot of importance. These olden temples were constructed at a great height using the elephants. They used to carry all these heavy stones and take them to the top. So you can see Ram Pole. Again, Papunini Bari. Legend goes that, if you can manage to go underneath this camel, then all your sins will get dissolved. So it's again a legend. It's a kind of a myth. But, people sort of stick to these myths and legends, and you would then just go underneath for good luck. This, for people who know, this is a very area people change their clothes if you want to do puja, and people sell flowers over here if you wanted to for the main puja. This is a very, this is the main murti, Adeshwar Bhagwan niche, and as you can see, a very ancient description of the temple. This is again Rain Pagla over here. So I've got these pictures from the internet. And now when you descend, this is now a temple which is right at the base of Palitana mountain, Samvasaran Mahamandir. Right at the bottom, again, is a dairy dedicated to Saraswati Mata. And as you can see, this is a photo of Saraswati Mata right at the bottom of this. This is Nautuk. And as you can see, there was actually a Vargodo. People come here, and so much people are rejoicing. So this is a bifurcation, is when you start, that one path goes to the main tuk, and if you take this one, this goes to the Nautuk. And again, so these are kind of photos from the Nautuk over here. What's very interesting over here, when you go Nautuk, and we are quite surprised that when you enter Nautuk, one of the first places you can visit is actually a pier. It's a Muslim pier. I never knew in all these years I've been to Palitana that there's actually a shrine dedicated to Muslims on our holiest of our Jain mountain. And it is said that during the Muslim invasion, there was one person who actually defended them. He was a Muslim person, and who defended Palitana, says Muslims should not attack such a pious tirth. And he actually then created this. And, the another reasoning is that if there is actually a Muslim pir over here, then if there's going to be lots of attacks from Muslim invaders, then they will not want to attack Palitana, because they've actually got a shrine which is on the mountain itself. A lot of people come here for wishes. As you can see here, these are small cradles, baby cradles. So if people want to have children and they can't conceive, they would come here. If people have got, you can see here asthma pumps. If people have got very severe asthma, they would come and just put some of these asthma pumps here with a view ke maro asthma chature. So this is again, a lot of people come here with a lot of wishes. In the interest of time, I'll not go through the history behind this. Again, as you can see, these are different tuks. These are the different, when you enter the Nautuk, Bala, Baini, Tuk, Adbaji, Dada. This is one of a very huge Bhagwan, Adeshwar Bhagwani Murti che. So these are the different tuks or different kind of peaks where different temples have been built. So I'm just sort of going through this very. So this is again from the internet. Tekli Moti Bhagwan che, Abdaji Dadani temple che, 14.5 feet wide and 18 feet tall. Murti che. Again, sort of pictures from the internet I managed to get. So can you just look at the, such beautiful and simple temples right on Palitana mountain. Such, you can again see elephants being carved over here. Sava Somni Tuk, I think we don't have much time here, but a very interesting story of how Sava and Som, who are two merchants, built this temple over here. But if you get a chance, do look at it in the internet on how the integrity of people in those ancient times and how this actually temple was built through the generosity of Sava and Som. Again, as you can see here, this is Hastagiri, another mountain, and again there's a Adeshwar Bhagwan temple here. and beautiful shrines over there. Again, in the interest of time, we spend 2 days in Palitana. So one day we climb the mountain. But if you have got time, strongly suggest that what you do is you can do another day a circuit around Palitana. So this is the main Palitana over here. And then the next day you can actually go to Getini Park. People who do Navanunu Yatra 99 times, what they do is they climb Palitana from one side, they descend to the other side, come back up, and then come down. So that's considered to be done as like 2 jatras we have done. So that's how people do 99 jatra. So Geti is the other side of Palitana. You can go to Hastagiri temple here. Kadamgiri temple is also very nice. So Kadamgiri temple chiche. Shatrunjay Dem Derasar. And again, there's also Virayatan school over there. So you can actually do this in one whole day. And very recently is a new tirth here, Rohishala Jain Tirth. And it's now become very famous for the Arti. Road Sanjana, the Shatrunjay Nadi, agar you are by Shatrunjay Nadi, you can see Palitan in the far distance and people then do Bhagwan ni Arti kareche. So it's become a very big attraction for people to come to Rohishala Tirth. So kind of again, Hastagirina, very quick few temples. You can, what's very unique and famous here is the pillars of this temple here. Very open structure and huge magnificent pillars in Hastagiri. This is Getinu Park. So as you can see, this is now the other side of Palitana when you descend to, and Getinu Dera Sarche. So when people would climb from one side, you'd pay your obeisance over here, and then you'd get to the other side. This is Kadamgiri. Again, Kadamgiri, they've done a small shrine, and they've just done a replica of Palitana over here. Rohishala Tirth, this is where the Arti is done. As you can see, this is what I meant, that people over here do Arti every evening, and in the far distance, you can see Palitana mountains here. So you are just here by the banks of Shatrunjay Nadi. Okay, so just in the interest of time, but again, very beautiful Arti. This is Shatrunjay Dem Derasar. Look at the carvings and how ornate the temples are. Again, in Palitana, Srimad Rajchandra Satsang Ashram. And next to this Srimad Rajchandra Mandir, there is actually Adinath Bhagwan Derasar. So very, very serene place over here. And this is, as you can see, Adeshwar Bhagwan Nimurti at the Srimad Rajchandra. And can you imagine today is also Srimad Rajchandra's birthday. 153rd birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Siddhavad, this it is believed that there are only 2 trees who Jains have revere. One is the, as we said, Raina Pagla, right at the top of Palitana mountain, and this is another tree called Siddhavad, and it's believed that many people have achieved Siddhagati or liberation from underneath this tree. So again, it's sort of again, as you can see over here, a lot of history and written over here. Yeah, and can you look at the aerial routes? It really takes you back in time. So many pious souls have achieved liberation from here. So that's the end of the presentation here. Let me ask if Vandam is here. If not, then I've got a 3 minutes video. 3 minutes video. Vandami, are you?
Yes, I'm here.
Video? Or you want to carry on with your...
Yeah, if you have 3 minute video, no worry. You carry on 3 minutes and then I'll join.
Okay, thank you, Vandami. So I'll just play the... क्या ಏನದ್ ಗೆನೆ क्या जय शब्द
बार बार वंदन करूं गिरिराज को पूर्ण भक्ति भाव से बार बार वंदन करूं गिरिराज को पूर्ण भक्ति भाव से बार बार तेरी यात्रा करे वो बार बार तेरी यात्रा करे वो भव के फेरे टाले शत्रुंजय गिरि बाहुबली गिरि मरुदेवा गिरि पुंडरिक गिरि रेवत गिरि सुभद्र गिरि सुरभद्र गिरि शाश्वत गिरि पुष्पदंत गिरि कैलाश गिरि कंचन गिरि कनक गिरि अंक गिरि लोहित्य गिरि तालध्वज गिरि कदम्ब गिरि स्वर्ग गिरि नांद गिरि तपस गिरि ब्रह्म गिरि उदय गिरि नंदीवर्धन गिरि मुक्ति निलय गिरि अर्बुद गिरि महागिरि महाशय गिरि सूर्य गिरि
बार बार वंदन करूं गिरिराज को पूर्ण भक्ति भाव से
बार बार तेरी यात्रा करे वो बार बार तेरी यात्रा करे वो भव के फेरे टाले
भव के फेरे टाले भव के फेरे टाले बार बार वंदन करूं गिरिराज को पूर्ण भक्ति भाव से
महानंद गिरि महाबल गिरि जयंत गिरि आनंद गिरि श्रीपद गिरि हस्तिसेन गिरि माल्यवंत गिरि विलास गिरि
Omar Mandami.
ओम अरहम। वीतराग परमात्मा महावीर को नमन। अनंत शक्ति के स्रोत परम पूज्य गुरुदेव श्री महाश्रमण जी को नमन। सबसे पहले राजीव भाई को धन्यवाद, साधुवाद कि उन्होंने एक यात्रा करवाई, a journey, and that journey is, in a way, it is outer journey, but in a way leading towards the inner journey. A journey where infinite souls achieved their ultimate goal. And that is the beauty of this journey. And sometime I feel that all Jains at least should know their cultural heritage, their historical background. And actually, if you are in those places, you can feel the air itself is different. Vibrations are different. And if you are there where the Siddha Kshetra, so Siddha Kshetra has this own power. Your inner feeling and inner physical body chemistry is also changing. Bhav is changing. So it is really a great place. And I myself also got opportunity. I remember before being a Samani, my sister and my younger sister got married, and she said, I want my journey, my like householder life start with the spirituality. So people want to go in honeymoon in different places, but I want to start my first journey in a spiritual honeymoon. And she did this. We all family members were laughing at her, but she said no. And she said, I was mumukshu at that time, and she invited me, why don't you join us? Then I say, how could we go with you? Then say, it's not with us, it is with Atma. So please start, please come. So she took most of the family member, and still I remember that journey. So it was a journey to Shatrunjay Palitana. So today is Chaturmasi Chaudas. Chaturmasi Chaudas. So each Chaturmas, we started this Chaturmas, and it was not Chaturmas, it was Panchamas, because one Adhimas. And due to Adhimas, we got this opportunity. And if we see again back that how we spent these 5 months, today we have to think and thank Gurudev and Vitarag Bhagwan. During this 5 months, we have achieved a lot, a lot. And in a way, in Gyan, yes, Agam Swadhyay. From Jain Vishwabharati, we did 2 Agam, Dasve Kalik Sutra by Samani Swarna Pragya ji and Vipak Sutra by me. So 2 Agam. And also, personally, we did more Agam also. So we made a target and we achieved it. And then Gyan Darshan, and how we again try to touch our soul, our faith, judging ourselves during this pandemic time, how to go nearby the soul, and then meditation was our path. And we try. So this year, in this Chaturmas, we reached to the corporate world for the meditation. We reached to the work stress relieving meditation, and also meditation for the Navgraha Shanti Navkar Mantra. So making all the universe positive towards us. So that type of meditation and many other meditation. So that given us a way to go in deep yourself, tap there, and you will be there. Then Jnana Darshan, Charitra, the yatra of conduct, the small and big, different type of practices. JVB got a good opportunity, 3 days Uvasaggaharam. Then 30 hours jap of Bhaktamar Stotra with Riddhi mantras, and small and big other japs as well. And again, I would like to just, today I'm late, and though it was planned, but I requested Rajibhai if you stretch a bit more, because a baby born and the family was looking how we can do jaining ceremony and naming ceremony. So naming ceremony means again with Jain ritual, with Jain sanskar vidhi, Hina Vora, the Jain sanskarak of JVB, she did beautifully. And then I did jaining ceremony. You know how many of you are here and you became a Sravak after very long time. But this newly born baby today became a Sravak. And I given a way that his parents, grandparents will do 3 Naukar mantra every day until and unless he learn Naukar mantra by himself. Then he's Sakahar, vegetarian. So mom and dad will be careful until and unless he became self understanding of this food beverage. So just many occasion JVB did so many Jain sanskar vidhi during this Panchmas Chaturmas. So so many Jain sanskar vidhi, and also during this Chaturmas tap, in tap vidhi Jain Vishwabharati has so many tapasya up to 11th, and Bela, Tela, Chola, Panchola, Che, Sat, many Athai, 9, 10, and many tapasya. But right now we have a chain of Aimbil. Many people joined JVB Aimbil chain, and nearly more than 500 Aimbil by now covered. So, and still it is going on. So be a part of Aimbil chain. And also, so Gyan, Darshan, Charitra, and Tap. So four main pillars of our journey towards the liberation. Every day we can walk and we can check, we can set a filter for us that, okay, every day we are nearby to our ultimate goal. And for that, Gyan, Darshan, Charitra. So in this Chaturmas, we try to take one step ahead from Atma to Paramatma, from Vasana to Upasana, and from Aham to Arham. Aham means ego, and we all have ego. Even I can say that ego will go away, melt away at a very higher stage. So keep your self-esteem with you, but your ego will hurt others. Your ego binding the karma. So it is Chaturmas was a journey from Aham to Arham. During Chaturmas, people have taken so many tyag. So it was a journey from Bhog to Yog. So connecting yourself with the spirituality, and that is Yog. And also during Chaturmas, people have so many tyag. So it is a journey, it was a journey from Hinsa to Ahimsa. And also it is a journey of self-introspection. So no pump and show, just engrossed within you. So a journey from pradarshan to darshan, self-introspection. And again, a journey from deluding karma to kshayopsam of the deluding karma. So mithya drishti to samyak drishti. And it was a journey for self aradhana. So what was the bhav in the beginning? And we can feel the strongness of that bhav during this Chaturmas. So that is aradhana. Aradhana shabd. If we go in the root, A means from all side. Radhana. Radhana means cooking. So if you cook yourself, it means कुकिंग योर भाव, अपने आप को जैन धर्म में पक्का करना, मक्कम करना. कभी कभी भूल से कोई त्याग छूट गया, टूट गया, कोई आराधना भूल गए, पर्व तिथि भूल गए, and we are so lucky that being a Samni we do every day morning evening pratikraman, but thank कि JVB Gyansala now leading every Pakhi Pratikraman. So evening time, our kids leads Pakhi Pratikraman and parents and grandparents doing Pratikraman. And they are so happy that 100 years of Jainism are strongly rooted there in the kids' life. And again, it is a Punya Prabhavana. So during Chaturmas, people do several activities which enhance the visibility of Jainism. And also, it is a time to return to home. So during the Chaturmas, many people did different type of sadhana and different type of aradhana. And this sadhana is very important because during the Chaturmas, due to pandemic, our many acharyas, sadhu and sadhvis, they couldn't reach towards their destination. So many Chaturmas changed. And Sravak Samaj, today I would like to thank Sravak Samaj that they have taken care of sadhu and sadhvi, even taking difficulties and several challenges in their own life. Vihara Charya Ishinam Pasattha in the Yatra. So Acharya Mahapragyaji, Mahashramanji was in this Yatra, and whatever his Chaturmas announced he did in Hyderabad, and again now he is doing Bihar. So almost overall Jain Samaj, because Jain Sadhu, Sadhvi, Acharya, they do their Vihar, and Jain Sravak take care like mother and father. So it is the beauty of Jainism. And we can say from Bhagavan Mahavir, 2006, more than 2600 years, this journey of Sadhu, Sadhvi, Sravak, Sravika, the close knit of Sravak Sangh and Sadhu and Sadhvi and Sravak and Sravika is great, and which is very special if I, because being a student of religion at University of London, I studied it and I came to this conclusion that how much Jain Sravak does care of their Sadhu Sadhvi. You know, in Christianity, in Buddhism, their monks and nuns have money and in their pocket money and their bank balance, and they got checks and sign and everything. But our Angar, our Sadhu Sadhvi are very different from that. And in that context, how much Jain Sravak and Sravika does. So, and again, we can see a benefit that Jain Sravak and Sravika have a special category in their life. So following the vegetarianism, Jain culture and Jain, and also in UK, like more than 50,000 Jains and UK, Europe, and how they carry on their tradition, their legacy, their history, their culture. So it is really again a good luck all of us and bestowed upon us by Vitarag Bhagwan Mahavir. We are in the session of Bhagwan Mahavir, in the tradition of Bhagwan Mahavir, and that is the main crux of that, a life buzzing with the peace. I remember a small story. Vishnu, again it is the day when Vishnu also come out from the sleep in the on the Seshanag. So it is a mythological story. Vishnu was sleeping and his wife Lakshmi was giving massage, foot massage, and then whoever comes and whoever asks for the boon and he granted the boon. I want a son, okay, tathastu. I want some money, tathastu. I want a big house, tathastu. I want a sports car, tathastu. I want this big entrepreneurship, tathastu, like this. So this Lakshmi being a wife, always taking care of husband. This my husband also giving boon to everybody, whoever comes. So might be one day his storehouse will be there will be nothing. And she started worrying. And then Vishnu said, why are you worrying? Then you are giving up everything. Whoever come, you granting the boons. So I'm worrying what happened? What will happen if we have nothing? Then Vishnu said, look, in this life, I granted uh, infinite boons. Innumerable, I can't count. So infinite, ananta, 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 I have given. But I am happy that this human being has never asked the real treasure. And that is in my heart. And they say, what is your real treasure? Then they say, they ask for son, daughter, gadi, bangla, everything, and highest money and gold and jewelry, everything they ask, but nobody yet came to ask me, please grant me peace. So without peace, the sampatti is vipatti. And you know, people have everything, but having so much good thing to eat, but they got diabetes. Then doctor said, don't eat this, this, this. Dietitian write for them this. And similarly, they have so many car, but their life is not so much settled. They have all the settings, sofa set, car set, this set, that set, the life is upset. So, you know, they never ask us for the peace. And this is the all sampatti. They are happy that I have big bungalow and I have this big car, I have this, but each sampatti have vipatti, without peace. So without peace, all sampatti turned into vipatti. So if we ask for the peace, we ask our Atma for the peace, and this is the practice of Chaturmas. So on this Chaturmasi Chaudas, and tomorrow we have Pakhi Pratikaman, evening time. So you can see the how teeny toddlers are leading Pratikraman. So I request you one and all that we must learn, we must not stop learning. And I would like to think that some people have very good balance in if I see Rajiv Bhai's life, he is working, but he always creates space, his own space, own study, own learning, own, he never stop earning but never stop learning. So that learning is the beauty of life, and that give some moment of peace, that enrich the life. So one Chaturmas is over. This is the main Chaturmas. But I request one and all, again, there is Holy Chaturmas. And JVB is coming up with the different courses. Our kids are learning Sanskrit. So in the winter vacation, we have Sanskrit course. And I will ask Rajiv Bhai to inform again for adult Sanskrit course with Bhaktamar. And if we learn something, then we are in the Atma, because Je Aya Se Vinaya, quoting from Acharang Sutra, Je Atma Che E Gyan Che, Je Gyan Che E Atma Che. Atma and Gyan is never separate. So Atma ki Khurak Gyan Che, Atma ni dose Gyan Che. So please learn, never stop learning and never stop earning. That is your real earning. So, and Shanti and peace ke liye, we start JVB meditation classes early in the morning, 6 o'clock, and until 10 o'clock we have classes. And in various more than 18 countries we have classes. Now, right now, many other classes are going on. So in this Mahayagya, in this pandemic, this Chaturmas was Yadyapi, it was difficult for so many angles, but there was some special boons. So I can say this was a special Chaturmas for us, for JVB, for Jain, wider Jain community of London. And people are really blessed with Vitarag Bhagwan and Shantinath Bhagwan. So today I conclude my speech with Shantinath prayer Om Namo Shantinathaya Sarva Shantikaraya Sarva Vigna Pranashanaya Sarva Rogopamrityu Vinashanaya Sarva Parakrit Shudropadrav Vinashanaya Jrom Vang Mang Hang Shang Tang Yang Kshim Hansa Asyausa Mam Sarva Shantim Kuru Kuru Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Adinathaya Om Rishabhaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Parshvanathaya Dharnendra Padmavati Sahitai Sarva Viganopashamanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vardhamanaya Gyan Darshan Charitra Tapo Vriddhi Karanaya. Om Namo Bhagavo Goyamassa Siddhassa Buddhassa Akhina Mahanasassa. तो सभी की प्रार्थना प्रेयर ओम अरहम सुगुरु शरणम विघ्न हरणम मिटे मरणम सहजो मन जगे चेतन करे दर्शन स्वयं के हम बने अरहम बने अरहम बने अरहम बने अरहम ओम अरहम. So I conclude here and I invite you, we can make more effort. Winter is there. So more effort, more time and more Gyan Darshan Charitra Labh in the holy Chaturmas. So next Chaturmas will start soon. And I would like to invite Rajiv Bhai with more information about the Sanskrit course and other information as well.
Oh, Madam Vandami, Kritagosmi, hum sab ka aabhar hai, Vandami. So, as Vandami mentioned, next Saturday we will be starting a Bhaktamar course, and it's going to be an in-depth study on the Sanskrit meaning of each and every single word with grammatical analysis. And the course is going to be conducted by Vandami, Dr. Pratibha Pragyaji, and also Samani Punya Pragyaji. She is currently based in Houston, USA. So both Vandami has knowledge of Prakrit and Sanskrit, and also Vandami Punya Pragyaji has actually done a master's in Prakrit literature. So she's also quite a expert in this language. Bhaktamar is a very important prayer for the Jain philosophy. And, many people have asked that we really like to understand the in-depth meaning. And as Vandami mentioned, during this lockdown period, so many of our young children have learned Bhaktamar. Many adults have actually learned Bhaktamar. And it's a great, joy to see that so many people, and it's not an easy prayer. It's in Sanskrit, it's quite difficult. And, people used to struggle with Logos and Vasagram, but now people are actually learning Bhaktamar Stotra. So this is an opportunity for people to understand the bhav, the real meaning and the essence of Bhaktamar. It is open for all. However, one of the requirements is for you to have a basic knowledge of Sanskrit. As you know that we've had a course running since September on Sanskrit and Jain prayers, and almost about 100 people have signed up for this course. So in this course, people have had a basic knowledge and introduction to Sanskrit, and therefore the course which Vandami has got for Bhaktamar is going to build up on that. So you need to have some basic knowledge. So it's not meant for pure novices or people who have got no knowledge. In that case, we would encourage you to sign up for the Sanskrit course, and then after a few months, when you've got a basic knowledge, then you can obviously then enroll for the Bhaktamar course. It's starting next Saturday, so I would please encourage everyone who would like to sign up. Either visit our website and you'll see under courses, or it's we've sent out a broadcast email. In the interest of time, please request and sign up as soon as possible, because there are quite a few logistics things to do to set up the course. So if you are thinking about it, do not waste time and please sign up as soon as possible. Secondly, Vandami mentioned that as winter is coming and the children are going to be free during the Christmas vacation, many people are not going to go on their usual holidays now. Many people are just going to be staying at home. So it's going to be a golden opportunity for children to get an introduction to Sanskrit. During the summer, Vandami mentioned that children learned Hindi and they really enjoyed. So this is now going to be an opportunity to learn Sanskrit. And there'll also be an Atma Raksha Stotra, which is going to be taught to the children as part of this course here. And as you know, Atma Raksha Stotra is a very powerful stotra. It is built around Naukar Mantra, and it is meant to build a shield of protection around our body. So how beautiful will it be for our children to actually learn this virtual protection prayer. So it will be a combination of both learning the Sanskrit and how that knowledge can be applied to learn the Atma Raksha Stotra. So more details will be sent out, but it's going to be from 19th or 20th December onwards, Monday to Saturday every day, and for 1 hour. So again, please, we will send out the details in due course. Mandami?
Om Arham. I especially felt the kids has enormous power, and in the very early they can learn many languages. And if I exactly remember Acharya Mahapragya's words, if you want to connect with the 5,000 back knowledge, it is Sanskrit, it is Prakrit. You must learn. You must learn. So this is really, if you give the seedling time, they can do fantastic, because I felt this during this summer course. And similarly, the Sanskrit course for the kids, I see a great like silver line in the cloud. So all parents be ready for that. And JVB is coming up with the several languages courses. And also at JVB, we during this pandemic, how JVB supported for the emotional health, for the mental health, for the family health, for the family conflict, for the difficult situation of the other relationship and kids and parents and spouse. So this type of, and also mind related problem, depression and other type of problems. So I spent more than 1,000 hours during this pandemic for the people on phone call, personal meeting, but I can do only with appointment because of other duties and my commitment with the other countries. So we are running program from Park, Korea to Toronto, Vancouver. So weekly, I have so many programs. So in that context, I request one of all, but JVB is at your doorstep because through the Zoom, through the FaceTime, through the phone. So anybody have any personal problem, please do not hesitate. Jain World Peace Center is like a mother, like a father, a spiritual grooming here. So always open to all, and everybody can contact us. And same thing as Rajiv I said, soon a 5-year-old girl is going to complete her Bhaktamar. Then 6 years, 7 years, 9 years, they already completed. So they made, when they made their YouTube video, and they are so happy, and hundreds of their parents, family member and relative are so happy. Okay, oh, it happened in London. And Samani Swarna Pragyaji is working like anything for the Bhaktamar. So anybody, any age, because age group of 3 to 90 or 85 people are learning. So during this, and today we have 3 to 5, because on 12th we have Bhaktamar quiz, a part of Acharya Mahapragya centenary, because he given 2 books on Bhaktamar, Hindi and English. So we, Samni Swan Pragyaji did lecture, and now we are doing a global quiz on Bhaktamar. And today we have the practice of that, like a question bank of the global quiz 3 to 5. So Birmingham was also invited in 8, Manchester, Leicester, they are also joining, and you all can join. So you don't mind, okay, I haven't read that book, I haven't, the book is available India, Amazon, and also here also we can send some part of it. So today we have one preparatory knowledge, Bhaktamar knowledge bank, today 3 to 5. So whoever want to part of this global quiz, because we have 1,000 only, 1,000 participant can participate, and come first get chance, because many countries are taking part in it. So again, it is a Jnana Yajna. So please join us today in the quiz bank of the Bhaktamar. You have money bank, you have power bank in your pocket, but we have Gyan bank in our hand. Om Arham Mangal Path. Chattari Mangalam Arhanta Mangalam Siddha Mangalam Sahu Mangalam Kevali Pannatto Dhammo Mangalam Chattari Loguttama Arhanta Loguttama Siddha Loguttama Sahu Loguttama Kevali Pannatto Dhammo Loguttamo Chattari Sarnam Pavajjami Arhante Sarnam Pavajjami Siddhe Sarnam Pavajjami Sahu Sarnam Pavajjami Kevali Pannattam Dhammam Sarnam Pavajjami ए चार सरना सगा और सगो ने कोई जे भव्य प्राणी आदरे अक्षय अमरपद होय अक्षय अमरपद होय अक्षय अमरपद होय. And today especially I would like to bless this trustee mandal, executive committee and all the supporters, Gyansala coordinator and Harmony Peace coordinator and interfaith coordinator. They did really very hard work during this Chaturmas and again get strength and work more for the Jainism, for the Atma. Om Arham. Om Arham.
कृतज्ञोष्मि हम सब आपके आभारी है. कृतज्ञोष्मि हम सब आपके आभारी है. कृतज्ञोष्मि हम सब आपके आभारी है.
आभारी है. वंदामि
Om
नमः
Aram.
वंदामि नमः स्वामी, वंदामि नमः स्वामी.
ओम हर.
हम सब आपके आभारी है. वंदामि नमः स्वामी.
Om Aram.
वंदामि नमः स्वामी.
Om Aram Dinesh bhai.
खुश थी क्या मैं.
Round cut. Yes. Time. Very good.